Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Tuatara Championship. Welcome in, everybody. It's round 2 at Baku today. I'm joined again by the lovely TK. TK, it's round 2, buddy.
Tell you what, I cannot wait. Azerbaijan is such a fantastic circuit. And these guys are going to be absolute pros around here. And it's going to be such great excitement to watch.
It is indeed. Now, obviously, with League Racing, we do have reserves in today. Excuse me. So we are going to go through the team lineup for today that's going to be racing at Baku, the Azerbaijan circuit. Take it away, TK.
Yeah, so the AlphaTauri team remains unchanged with their driver pairing of Death Peacock and Z92. Alpine, they're also unchanged with their driver pairing of Gagley and Nathan Clark. Aston Martin making a trio of unchanged teams, their driver pairing of AVFC and ICU. Ferrari have one driver change today, with White Boy replacing Mark 6 alongside his teammate for today, Mansu. Haas also remain unchanged with the driver pairing of J-Field 26 and the Slap Bus. McLaren have one driver change. F1 Alex Racing replaces F1 Lewis alongside his teammate. Mercedes remain unchanged with the driver pairing of Carlson and Sam. Red Bull have got a double change this week. Reese Thomas, and actually just Reese Thomas, replacing both Eric and Chris. Williams are unchanged with Bumble Goblin and Matt Caruana at the seats. And Alfa Romeo has one driver change with Maxi replacing Icebreaker Nick alongside his teammate for this evening, Auster.
Yeah, so we got five reserves out there today, and obviously the reserves do get points, and they have their own little championship going, don't they, TK? So it's important for these reserves to get going. But a quick mention of F1 Alex. He's a fellow streamer, F1 Alex Racing. Keep an eye out for him. He's dedicated himself to be a full reserve here in the Tuatara Championship. And if anyone is going to lose their seat, who will be looking for a full-time seat in this championship. So keep an eye on him. Last week, then, round 1 was a very exciting race. To let you know, the Expo in the McLaren, he was your race winner last week. Alongside Carlson came second. Slapbus came third. F1 Lewis was fourth. Matthew Caruana, the Kimura Racing Pro driver for iRacing, has come over to Formula 1, and he finished in good position points, didn't he? 5th place, not bad at all.
Yeah, he did really well. I think it was a bit of a recovery drive from him, but yeah, finished in really good points, and he'll be looking to improve on that come today.
This track, though, you know, it's a street track. Accidents can happen. I think the main thing for me, you've got to go round here with keeping that wing clean, especially in the first few laps. You know, it's going to be very busy out on track, and I feel years of playing this game, you know, when it comes to Baku, it's genuinely not the speed, not how fast you're going to be. It's going to work in qualifying, but when it comes to the race, it's basically the less pit stops you do, the better you're going to be in this race, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about keeping it clean. We know there's grip issues on the off circuit here as well. So, if they can just keep it clean and consistent, you're going to be on for good points. So,
the guys are in the qualifying right now. It's going to be 18 minutes qualifying here around Azerbaijan. I want to welcome everyone in here tonight for the Tuatara Championship Round 2. Hello, Holes. Welcome in. I see you. Hello, Ginge. Hello, Sam JW. Hello. Thank you very much for the follow as well. But without further ado, guys, it's time to go to quali.
Whoop, whoop, come on. I was going to go high pitched. I thought that just wouldn't work.
Exclamation mark Tuatara. If you want to keep an eye on the league and the league standings, you can get yourself over to the website, exclamation mark Tuatara, in the chat, and you can see the leaderboards, the constructor leaderboards, and also if you fancy watching the race 1 back, you can as well. It's on there. But here we go. We've got cars moving.
Yeah, drivers heading out, getting nice and eager. I think it's going to be so important to get a nice, clean run here, especially in fresh air.
It is indeed. The two Haas cars then, not messing about at all. They're the first two guys out on the track at the minute. J-Field and Slapbus. Slapbus getting a podium last week, so he'll be looking to do well here as well. I mean, it's one of those tracks where you can, you know, if you're a top lead, if you're top driver in this championship, these are the points that you really need. But then on the opposite side of the things, the guys that aren't so quick, if they can be consistent around here, they can definitely catch the point deficit, can't they?
Yeah, 100%. This is a track that's not necessarily about speed. It's all about your consistency through the tricky Sector 1 and Sector 2, and then getting that straight line speed as you come into Sector 3 and down the pitch straight.
Exactly, in that Castle Famous section they're going through there. I expect there's going to be some drama there today. Hopefully not, but the Castle section will be the Castle section. So the first car then that's going to be setting their first lap is the Haas of Slapbus. So we're going to ride on board with him. Remember, Baku, the longest straight on the calendar. So top speed is a must here, but at the same time, there's some tight 90-degree corners. It's very difficult to really pick that right setup, isn't it, TK?
Yeah, you've got to kind of prepare for that straight line speed, and it's whether you sacrifice the top end of your car speed or whether you sacrifice maybe some cornering ability for the start of your lap. And,
well, there we go. Slapbus is about to go for his first hot lap. TK, send us through it.
So here we go then, on board with the Slapbus. He heads into turn 1, a nice 90-degree left-hander to start the lap. Uses all the track on his right-hand side, obviously not into the barriers, of course. As he heads down into turn number 2, another 90-degree left-hander. Rides the curb a little bit and does get the DRS wing wide open on that beautiful Haas car as he comes down the first of our DRS zones in this Baku street circuit. It's into another couple of tight 90-degree, one to the left and one to the right, as he tries to get it nice and rotated through these corners. It's really important not to clip the inside curbs. They can be quite unpredictable in this game and send the car rather flying. Into Sector 2 now, the more technical sector of the track as we head towards the castle section. On the right hand side here you can take quite a lot of this curve as it's flat and your car will be really unaffected. And Slapbus does well to get over that quite easily. Into the castle station, Charles Leclerc's nightmare part of this track. He's done well to navigate that, grabs the curb on the left and uses all of the track on his right-hand side to get the most speed out of that corner as possible. A fast run down into the exit of Sector 2 here. Downwards braking zone, it's quite easy to get this bit wrong, but he navigates that really well as well. He uses all the track up against the wall, and this is the final important turn of the run. Gets that near perfect. It is now pretty much a fast sprint down to the start-finish line. A couple of small corners that can throw you off if your tyres are starting to wear out. But the Slapbus is handling this really well. The DRS wing will open in just a couple seconds. There it is as he starts his sprint down to the line. And what's the baseline going to be here?
It's a 140.9, and I tell you what, his teammate got a hell of a tow down the straight and goes faster with a 140.3. Ryan Cheever, 140.8. The times are coming thick and fast here, and I believe a lot of these guys know how important that tow is down the straight, especially the Slapbus's teammate, Sam. Not Sam, sorry, Jay Field.
Jay Field. Yeah, actually, Slapbus has gone off the end of Sector 1. He's gone a little bit wide into one of the run-off zones there.
We're riding on board with I See You. And while we ride on board with him, TK, Oyster might need an invite.
Already done it. Already done it.
You legend, you. So, the Aston Martin driver of I See You, coming through pretty much the long straight now. He's done everything he can in this lap. But I've noticed in the F123 game, there is time to be lost on this section, isn't there?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's something I haven't seen in previous generations of this game. You can lose so much time through this final sector, especially if you're running a higher downforce setup. It seems to just almost overcompensate on the speed.
Yeah, exactly that. I See You then comes in with a 140.98, and we can see already the times are fairly close. But, you know, these are all the banker laps for these guys, aren't they?
Well, I'll tell you, the banker lap that I'm really interested in is Matt Caruana, who set that lap on mediums.
Matt Caruana then, a 141.4 on the medium compound tyre. We're riding on board with Gagli in the Super Alpine. Very close to the wall there through the castle section. He goes. And like we say, it's the final sector that he needs to really nail down as the Ferrari gets out the way. Very great sportsmanship from all of these guys. And this area here is another Leclerc nightmare moment, isn't it? A few guys have gone straight into the wall there. It's really difficult as you come over the brow of that hill to pick that braking point, especially with the tyre deck and the way you can get a little bit of a slip from another car. You've really got to get that braking right, otherwise you're in that wall. There is no room for error there, is there? Oh, wow.
Oh, massive collision on the back straight there.
Whoa! We had guys stopping on the straight. What was all that about, TK?
Well, I saw a notification from Race Control pop up that Sam had got a penalty for colliding with Death Peacock, and I'm assuming that's where that happened, because obviously both cars stopped on track.
Well, I tell you what, Gagley is going to be absolutely fuming with that.
I have no words to describe what I've just seen. I think Gagley's going to be fuming at that. He's come around the corner, one of the highest speed parts of this track, and he sees his path completely blocked by two cars.
Well, I've got to say, you just don't stop through there, do you? The guys come around the corner almost 200 miles an hour, flat out, on a blind turn, and the guy was just sitting there like he was parked up looking at the scenery, having a cup of tea. I'm sure there'll be investigations after that one. It's a good job it's sim racing, because I'm pretty sure that would have been a death.
Yeah, that'd have been a I've forgotten the Billy Whiz guy from Formula 4. You remember back a few years ago?
Very, very interesting indeed. We'll have to keep an eye on how that one goes. Gagley in the chat then, already not happy. Sam, nice one, mate. Yeah,
all three of them in the chat. Death Peacock claiming Sam closed the gap on him. Sam saying he had no fuel, and then Gagley expressing his quite justifiable anger.
Indeed, indeed. You don't want to be stopping there, no matter if you've run out of fuel. You can still run at 60 miles an hour off the racing line, but we'll see how that one unfolds after the race. But it's unfortunate for Gagley, because he's one of the fastest guys in this league, I would say. And unfortunately for him, he will not be setting a lap time, so he'll have to go up through the field in this race. We're right on board then with White Boy. He's coming in to set his first lap time here. Only 8 drivers so far setting a lap. A couple of guys struggling out there to get that time in, but White Boy's going to get one. It's a 1:42. Not the best lap in the world, but he's got his banker down.
Hansu keeps desyncing by the look of it, so I just have to keep inviting him back in.
Bumble then in the Williams driver in the Williams car. In the Williams driver. I tell you what, these guys are going so close to the wall at the castle section. They're really...
I swear I saw bodywork fly off that Williams, but apparently not.
No, it looks like it's all intact at the minute. Bumble Goblin then. Looks like he is set to set his first time. You see an Alfa Romeo get out of the way. Nicely done through there. Ooh, sliding that rear end. Trying to get the grip round this track. You know, at the start of qualifying. It's like driving on ice skates at times, isn't it?
Yeah, we've had a lot of the drivers reporting that actually outside of the main white lines, there's almost zero grip on this track. Apparently it's quite literally like skating on ice.
You see Bumble then driving through a wheel. Nice job there.
You reckon that's Gagley's wheel?
I reckon it might be Gagley's wheel, yeah. We see Rhys Thomas. Was Rhys Thomas involved in that incident? Because he's DNF'd as well. A 1:41 then. 9 from Bumble. That puts him in the top 10 for now. And he's given us all a wave on stream as well.
Yeah, he knows he can do better than what he just set. I reckon he'll be happy with a top 5 here. I reckon.
The one time that I played with you, you misspelt my nickname because my last name is Profacer. You nearly had me there, you little shitbag. Right, okay. Death Peacock then. In the AlphaTauri. He starts his lap. And the track seems to be quieting down a little bit. Quite a few people in the pit still. Or at least on and out lap.
Who was that, sorry? Death Peacock.
Death Peacock. Right on board with Death Peacock at the minute. As he's holding these hot laps. Slightly misses the apex there. He's got a car in front, but I believe the car in front is there to set a lap time as well. So whether or not he's getting disrupted with the dirty air, he's just missing the apexes a little bit. I'm wondering if it's affecting him a little bit there. His rear end coming out on him. That's going to affect his time a little bit. But for him right now, at this stage of qualifying. He's just got to get a lap time in. And, ooh, he really nearly outbrakes himself there. That would have been a bit squeaky bum moment for him, for sure.
Yeah, he's not having the greatest time with the setup. He seems to be sliding absolutely everywhere. I wonder if that's it might be a differential issue, it might be a brake bias issue, because you've seen him almost lock his front and then the rears were just spinning out of control a little bit.
Oh, so, we're looking on board with Carlson there, and he drifts round that turn. Still manages to keep together. Carlson then doing a great job last week. Really was chasing down Expo for the win of the race, but couldn't quite get it. But he did come in second place. He's yet to set a time, so we'll keep an eye on him. Expo then, last week's winner. He puts a 143 in, and currently in the pits. That's his marker down. Matthew Caruana, a 140.3, 140.430. So the times are getting closer and closer, TK.
Yeah, I reckon we might even see a 140.1 or 2 here, maybe into the 139s. Who knows? As the times are dropping, 6 minutes left to qualifying, only more rubber to be put down on the track over those few minutes as well.
Well, like you said, Def Peacock having no grip out there at all. He does put a banker in, but it's 10 seconds slower than 13th place. So he's definitely going to have to go again, and hopefully there's more rubber down on his next run for sure. Still 5 drivers then without a lap time. 2 of them have DNF'd, unfortunate for Reese and Gagley.
Mansu's having internet issues, so he's only been in the lobby probably about 30 seconds in all.
And the only other driver is Oyster. He's on his outlap now. So he's got to set a lap time as well. Hopefully Mansu can sort himself out.
Elster deciding that outlap is not the outlap he wanted and dives into the pits.
Nathan Clark, best he can do at the minute is a 141.5. He's complaining with people freezing the game, coming in and out every 10 seconds.
Mansu said he's plugged in a cable going through his whole living room from his router to his setup. His dad's going to be mad, so he better get P1.
Hey, look at the dedication. The dedication to do well in the Tuatara Championship is brilliant. I love it.
I mean, there's so good prizes up for grabs. It's definitely worth your dad getting mad at you.
Yeah, definitely. Carlson then, only 9th at the minute. Carlson, or 141.3. So we've got 6 drivers in the 140s. Current pole position at the minute is the Mercedes driver of Sam. He was away for the first race, wasn't he? He was away on holiday, but he's back for this one, and he's here to put a marker down. A 140.3 is your current pole position with only 4 minutes to go. Yeah,
still some time. We've got a 20th driver asking if they can drive. Is Eating Toast?
Yeah.
Who's finally responded to me.
Get him in. He was set down for a reserve, wasn't he? So get him in.
He was. I will get him in.
Yeah. Next time he's late though, it's a strike on his resume. So Def Peacock 142.1. I'm sure he can beat that one. A lot of the drivers in the pits now. It's going to be a very busy track, isn't it? Come the end of this qualifying session, because we ain't got long left. And a lot of the guys are in the pits still.
Yeah, I think I can't see how long's left, because obviously yellow flag thrown up there. 3.5 minutes. You'll probably be wanting to head out about the 2.5 mark here.
Oh, Def Peacock bins it! And I'm afraid that will be his qualifying over, because I don't think he's going to have enough time to get in and out, because it's quite a long lap time here, outlap round here, isn't it?
It's definitely a long outlap, but there's no damage on that front wing, non-visible anyway. So maybe he'll just be lucky enough to be able to go again.
Okay, let's keep an eye on Slapbus then. Currently 6th place. This is going to be his second run. And he's come through the last sector here now. And what, that wheel's still there, TK.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll be there for the race.
So then DRS goes open. Slapbus then, he's got a 140.9 to beat. What can he do? He does improve. He goes 4th fastest, a 140.5. But only good enough for second row of the grid at the minute.
Yeah, Death Peacock does in fact pit, so maybe he does have damage, and yeah, I think we're right. That will be the end of his qualifying.
Unfortunate for Def Peacock then, just lost the back end in the final third sector there. And yeah, that was his qualifying over and done with. But he won't be starting last because we've got 2 drivers that are out of qualifying with no lap time set. So at least you don't have to overtake a couple. It's like I said, hey TK, the track is getting very, very busy now.
Yeah, I think all but 3 people out on track at the moment. This is a very, very busy racetrack.
I tell you what, Sam was up on his time through Sector 1. Whether or not he's kept it through Sector 2, Sector 3, we're going to find out. He does improve! And he's in the 139s, TK. Only just, but he's in them.
Oh, I tell you what, he's made it in by 6,000ths of a second. I said it could happen, and now he's nearly 4/10 clear.
Will that be our pole sitter there then? What a lap. He's saying hi to the crowd, giving us a wave. Great lap, that.
Yeah, that was an absolutely excellent lap. To get a 39 round here, everything has to be perfect.
Matt Caruana at the minute is in 3rd place with 140.3. Can he improve? He's coming through Sector 1 on his hot lap, but we'll keep an eye on others as well. Slap bus then. Not looking good through Sector 1. Ryan Chiv in Sector 1 at the minute as well. Who else have we got? F1 Alex in the McLaren, reserving today. Also a Formula 1 streamer. Let's see what he can do in the McLaren today. He's come through the 2nd sector. What is it going to be? Is it going to be an improvement? It is. He's 3/10 up on his time. If he gets this right, he could go up a few positions. Expo. Sorry, no. He is still in the 140.3s. But let's keep on board with Alex. Is he going to get a bit of a slip then from the car in front? Let's see. Ryan Chiv is out of qualifying. He will not be improving. F1 Alex does improve. He gets a 140.8. And look how close he was from getting 5th place. Oh, my days.
I think Nathan Clark's retired at the Castle section, entrance to Castle.
Oh, so there's yellow flags in areas now of the track, and this is what happens when you leave it really late.
Take a look at Matt Caruana. He's 2.5 tenths up. He could be pushing for at least 2nd here, if not pole.
Here we go then, and he's getting a little bit of a tow. Can Matthew Caruana, the Kimura Racing Pro, get pole position here? He's currently set on the 2nd row of the grid. What is it going to be here for the Williams driver? It's a 2nd place, not good enough for pole, but it's an improvement to a 140.1. Great lap.
Yes, an improvement to 140.1. Expo's gone 2/10 quicker as well, so he might want that position back.
And it's all coming in thick and fast now then. The guys are taking the checkered flag. So anyone that's out on track now on a hot lap, they've got to make it count. We're riding on broad with the other McLaren of Expo. Last week's winner, his teammate, is 7th place at the minute. He will not be improving from there. A little wobbly there from Expo, but just about keeping together. I tell you what, will he get a nice little tow from the Alfa Romeo in front? Looks very smooth going through the last, well, we say last turn, because the rest of it is flat out. But here he comes then, down the longest straight, on the grid, on the calendar, in the Formula 1 circuit. Here he comes. He's going to get a tow. What is it going to be then? DRS wide open. Is it good enough for pole? He's 3rd at the minute. What is it going to be? It's a 140.3. He does not improve.
I wonder where that mistake happened. He's not gone fast.
Oh my days. Carlson is 7/10 up on his time. He's in 13th for the minute. He comes 2nd place last week. Where's it going to be for pole? No, it's not. It's only 4th place. Ladies and gentlemen, you have your pole sitter, Sam, with the 139.994. The only man on the track to get in the 139s. What a job he did there.
Yeah, Sam was an absolute breed of his own there. He was about 2/10 quicker than anybody else on this track. I mean, even a pro racer of Matt Caruana could not catch him around this Baku circuit.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, Matthew Caruana is very much getting to grips with this game, albeit a pro driver for iRacing, mainly in GT3s and Formula 4s. He's really took himself here. 5th place last week, and he's starting in 2nd. But qualifying's one thing, TK. The race is another, especially around here.
I'll tell you what though, Matt Caruana has got pole position. Sam got a 5 place grid penalty for that collision with I believe Death Peacock earlier on in the qualifying
it was Gagley, wasn't it?
Well, no, Gagley came into the 2 of them. I believe it was Death Peacock he hit. It was Nathan Clark he hit.
Oh wow. Okay, so there you go. Matthew Caruana then gets pole position as Sam does get a 5 place grid penalty, but he's got pace as Sam. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys go through here.
If he can hold it, he'll be able to move back up those positions quite well, I'll tell you that.
So then Sam gets a first for the qualifying session, but will lose 5 positions. So Matthew Caruana will effectively be the first man on the grid to start this race. Expo in third, Carlson in fourth, Slapus in fifth, and I have missed time the rest. Brilliant. Oh dear. The professionalism is fantastic.
We love to see it.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the race. Now we don't know what the weather's like here, but it's looking a-okay, but just a little bit of cloud in the air. If you look towards the left-hand side there, there's a little bit of moistiness. Some would say fog. I say moistiness.
I say that's just the game not compensating for the white balance too well, but we'll see. It's definitely sunny.
It is, yeah, but this track is hard enough in the dry, isn't it? Especially on this game. So, put a bit of rain in here, put them in the mix. We could be having an interesting evening. So, guys, that is qualifying done. We're ready for the race. Sit back, get your popcorn, put it on the big screen, because next we're going racing. If you don't know why we're here, it's a Tuatara Championship, and we've got a formation lap. So as we have to wait for the formation lap for these guys to warm up the tyres and all this, we will check out what Tuatara are. If you don't know what Tuatara are, here they are now. There it is, Tuatara, your R-Tow, exclamation mark Tuatara. You can get 15% off any products at all if you use code PattyPat15. And of course, if you want to keep up to date with the league action and the constructors and the battle and stuff like that, as well as rewatch all of the races which have been uploaded onto YouTube, just go on exclamation mark Tuatara in the chat, get on the website, and you can see it and find it and watch it all from there.
Definitely, it's good to rewatch the races, especially as they are very, very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, last week was absolutely fantastic. Watching Expo and Carlson battle it out and watching the gap just get shorter and shorter and come to the last corner. It was just fantastic, wasn't it? The build-up. Can we get the same this week?
I really hope so. Baku's such a great track for racing, not necessarily side-by-side racing, but the overtakes is probably some of the most spectacular we see on the calendar.
At the highest speed overtakes, I would say.
Yeah. Down that back straight, the battle, if the front driving... Oh, Matt Caruana's in the wall after his formation lap.
Good job. That's not real life.
I'll say I've had the honour to be able to review Gagli's crash as well. From earlier on in the qualifying session. I'll tell you what, there is no way he is able to avoid that crash. He comes around the corner and he maybe has half a millisecond to realise there's 2 cars in front of him and no chance to brake. Yeah,
it's. I mean, we did see it. It was a bit of a where do I go moment. Right in the rear diffuser. Right. Okay. The guys have warmed up the tyres. Let's have a look to see what strategies they're going for then. Ooh, interesting, TK.
Yeah, it's a majority starting on the medium tyres. Z92, Maxi, Eating Toast and Reese Thomas all opting for the hard tyres. And I think, did Gagli opt for the softs last week as well?
He's gone for the softs, so he's obviously predicting an early safety car. But there are your tyre choices then. Here at Baku, it's round 2 of the Tuatara Championship. It's lights out here, and away we go! Now you've got the McLaren pulling off, coming over to Matthew Caruana. He's got to defend. He's pushing him wide. He's got the outside line, but has Expo got him? They're leaving each other just about enough space, and it looks like Matthew Caruana does hold P1, goes defensive again, and all the cars go through turn 1 and 2 very nicely indeed. Looking good on the start, TK.
Yeah, really great start by Matt Caruana there. A little bit of contact between the Williams and the McLaren, but Matt Caruana, as soon as he was past, went defensive and held that inside line for turn 2.
Expo now is under pressure here from the Mercedes of Carlson. Carlson, we've got guys going off the back, and like we said in lap 1, if one goes early, they could cause a pile-up. I can't see what's going on at the minute because there's so much action going on, and we have a virtual, which of course is probably expected that. I did see a few cars go around there.
Yeah, I believe it was pretty much a white boy back to Maxi there, so about 5 cars involved. Maxi really getting the short end of the straw there, DNFing front right wheel coming off that Alfa Romeo.
So we have our first DNF then. Only a virtual here at Baku, so the race will be... Oh no, it's just... No, it's full safety car.
Full safety car.
Why is it saying virtual? Interesting.
Just hasn't updated on our graphic, but
no.
It is a full safety car. Number 1 of 5.
Gagley, though, gets an absolute amazing start up to 12th place, but he has got a penalty. Now, I'm wondering if he was amongst all that, because it is a 5-second penalty, so I believe that will be for a collision.
Yeah, he got 5 seconds for colliding with Maxi, who is the driver that DNF'd. I'm not 100% sure what happened. We'll see it in our instant review in our stewards room later, but obviously aren't able to answer that question right now.
Indeed. Can I leave the lobby? I mean, if you can leave the game on and stay in the lobby, I mean, that would be better for all people involved. But if you have to turn it off, I suppose you can.
Ooh, Bumble Goblin somehow managed to crash under safety car here.
Bumble Goblin is out of this race as well, under safety car. Now, I believe Gagley's going to have to come in here. He's going to have to sacrifice his soft tyres, get himself in, get rid of the 5-second and go again, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to go for the hards here, or maybe the mediums, but I don't think he's deciding to. He looks like he's staying out. Oh no, he is coming in.
No, he is coming in. I believe we've got a few guys. We've got the Red Bull, the Alpine of Gagley. Ryan Chiv's coming in as well. A few cars, a few cars coming in here. They've got the Red Bull double stack here. But of course, we are under safety car conditions. So these guys will catch up to the pack and we'll be away again.
Yeah, obviously, I think a lot of them getting bodywork damage. We can see some front wings getting replaced on the Red Bull, for example, yeeting toast. So they'll be out on a fresh set of tyres and some fresh bodywork in just a few moments' time. So
Matthew Caruana then holds off a very, very challenging Expo at the start of this race and manages to hold him off and keep hold of P1 for now. But Carlson has got ahead of Expo.
Yeah, Carlson got a really good run on Expo. Expo was looking vulnerable after pretty much losing out on the attack to Matt Caruana, and that allowed the Mercedes driver to take advantage down the inside into turn 2.
Yeah, great stuff from Carlson then. Expo and Carlson had a great race last week, and it looks like they're going to be giving us a good show again this week as well, alongside Matthew Caruana, who has found a lot of pace this week for the Baku circuit.
Yeah, Matt Caruana's in a really good position here. He, effectively, if he can just hold off anything behind him, he will dictate what happens in this race.
I mean, tell me, TK, this sort of track, with the lack of overtaking bar the long straight, I mean, there's a couple of overtake points on the DRS zones, but to defend that, you're using a lot of VRS. Sometimes, is it better to be in P2 at this stage of the race?
It depends where your mentality is at. If you can believe that you've got the straight line speed, if you've got a straight line speed set up on and you feel that you can pull that 2 seconds or second and a half in 2 laps, then P1 is where you want to be sat. If you're running a slightly higher downforce, maybe anticipating for the middle tricky sector 2 a little bit more, then yeah, P2 is where you want to be. You want to hold on to the driver in front's DRS for as long as you possibly can.
Indeed, just trying to show us on stream. There we go.
We lost my camera again.
Yeah, we're always losing your damn camera. I don't know why. So yeah, these guys, safety car lap 1. I think that's expected around Baku. The track is so tight. There's so many drivers there going through. There's only pretty much one line as well. You could probably get 2 side by side on you know, turn 1 and 2. But turn 3, that's normally where it really tightens up. And you'll see cars really drifting out wide, and that's where the collision was for us here. So we're going through Sector 1. Safety car will probably be in this lap, won't it, TK?
Yeah, we'll expect to see Burt Mylander pulling that car in. It's a weird safety car restart on this track. The end of Sector 2 is pretty much that last left-hander as they come down onto the home run. So you're really trying to warm your tyres up on a long straight here. You've got no corners to try and, you know, pull away, make that jump on a car behind you. The restart is absolutely crucial for Matt Caruana.
And not only that as well, you know, there's such a long straight. You don't want to be going early here because that slipstream is very, very powerful, even without the DRS. You know, you want to be taking it as close to the line as possible, but not too close where it's your last chance to score because everyone will read that as well. So Matthew Caruana then has got a job to do here. First time he's going to be going away at the front here at Baku. And let's see how he gets, how he does this here. We're going to go back into the game, guys. So I believe we're waiting on race control to give us the nod. Like you said,
hopefully we'll see it. All the drivers are lined back up once again.
And like you said, it's going to be a very late call.
It's literally this turn here.
And there we
go.
So race control, safety car in this lap. Matthew Caruana becomes the effective safety car. And of course now you'll see him back up the pack and try and warm up those tyres. On the medium tyre is Matthew Caruana. Compare that. Oh no, they all are. They all are. Take that back. Gagley though, in 13th place on the hard compound tyre. Now remember, he didn't set a lap time in qualifying. And he's up to 13th already. He's gone on the hards. Let's see how he gets on here.
Yeah, Nathan Clark. Oh, I'll tell you what, Matt Caruana's gone already.
So he's gone early. Nah, he's not gone early. He's not gone. You had me going there.
No, he's gone. He's gone.
Oh, he has. He's gone. Expo's been caught out here. Mansu's gone up to third place. He's been caught out. That was a very, very smart way of doing that. The Ferrari almost looked like he pulled aside to let him go there. Maybe that was an illegal overtake.
I think he got the move done before the start-finish line. Obviously, that would have classed as an illegal overtake, so he would have to give that position back, which he did in the right manner here.
He did indeed. So Mansu then goes for a move again on Expo, gets himself up to third place again. And Carlson now right on the back of Matthew Caruana. I tell you what, these front four, though, don't want to be challenging each other too much. You don't want these two to pull away from you. Like I said, the slipstream is very, very powerful. Slapbus then gets ahead of Expo, and Expo seems to be struggling here on the restart.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on with the setup. Maybe it's too balanced towards the qualifying and the race. Maybe the tyres overheating a little bit more than he was expecting. The mediums playing havoc compared to the softs earlier.
Oh, maybe not heating up enough. Oh, I see a bit of right end plate there come off. What maybe looks... Is it?
Yeah, that was off McLaren.
It is. It's off Expo. So Expo not enjoying it on the restart here. And he's losing his front right end plate there.
Yeah, we remember how bad the McLaren was at getting the tyres fired up, especially at the start of the season, and that's been more into the wall.
Expo then, last week's winner at Silverstone, has brought out the virtual safety car, which could help him in this. It could save his race a little bit here if he can get that wing changed. It's helped him out a bit.
You say he brought it out, but have a look at Alster. He's about 20 seconds behind everybody else. I wonder if the Alfa Romeo had an incident rather than Expo here.
Well, either or. I think it's damage limitations here for Expo. That could have been a lot worse for him. He's going to pit then, get a new wing, probably go on the hard compound tyre. And, no, I say that. It's gone green again. We're away racing.
Yeah, only a short virtual safety car. Matt Caruana is really being pushed here by Carlson. He's not let the Williams get away from him on that restart.
Not at all, and that's how we like it. The cars look like they've filtered through and got through nicely there through Sector 1. And this sort of section is all about single file, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you've just got to keep close to the car in front of you. Then the slipstream will do its work in the second half of the track. I mean, Slapbus is slowly falling off this front three-pack, and maybe Expo having his damage kind of expelled that a little bit greater. But, yeah, he needs to catch up with these front three.
Wapple then on the back of his under pressure there from I see you. But this stage of the race, like we said before we started, it's all about keeping that wing clean, and the less pit stops you do here, the better, because we normally see about 2 or 3 safety cars, don't we?
Yeah, especially on a track like this, even in real life, we see 2 or 3 safety cars. It's such a technical track, and when they're trying to push the cars so quickly around the streets of Azerbaijan.
Rhys Thomas then gets a really good move here. And a good drag. Is he going to take a send? No, he's not. He's going to think better of it. I was going to say he had a great exit coming out the castle section. I thought he was going to be a brave man there and take it to the inside on the Alpine of Gagli. Now remember, Gagli on the hard compound tyre. It's going to take a few laps for him to... he's going to go side by side through here. They just about make it through. That was great racing from both of them there.
Yeah, great racing. Actually, Yeeting Toast is going to go for a move on the Alpine here as well, down the home straight.
Can Yeeting Toast get ahead of the Alpine as well? Now then, this is all about who's got the straight line speed. And look at the Alpine coming back at the Red Bull. Is he going to get him under braking? Now remember, he's on the hard compound tyre. Is the Red Bull going to sneak in on the Alpine as well? He's doing everything he can to try and get the move here. And Yeeting Toast just about... has to file back in. Sorry, I lost myself with the standings there.
I'll tell you what, it was a really good move by Yeeting Toast. He braked early into turn 1 to try and get the cut in. Almost worked, but just didn't have the straight line speed. And actually now he could be vulnerable to the other Alpine of Nathan Clark here. Yeah, Nathan Clark down to 13th at the minute. He's on the hard compound tyre along with Gagli. A lot of these drivers on the mediums yet to make a pit stop. We'll see how long those tyres last. Remember, on lap 6 here of 26, 20 laps left to go. Matthew Caruana still leads this race, but let's go on Wapple. He's right on the rear end of F1 Alex. F1 Alex then, under pressure. He's been dropped a little bit by the top 5, and I think Wapole is going to try and mount the move here on the straight. Yeah, Wappole's in a good position here. He doesn't want to make a move until he gets that straight, and that's when I believe DRS will be activated here. And he'll have that straight line speed advantage over the McLaren. Okay, the Aston Martin then gets a fairly decent exit. Okay, if he gets this right, I think it's going to be a matter of time. And yes, he does. Before he's even got the DRS open, he's already catching. He's gaining here with still most of the straight to go, and he's overtaken him before the DRS is even open. Yeah, he got a really good exit out of that little less bend at the start of Sector 3, and that allowed him to propel that speed all the way through. And actually, I think F1 Alex is into the pits here. F1 Alex and Yeeting Toast are going to be the early birds then. Oh, Yeeting Toast has retired. He's retired in the pits. He's not happy. Yeah, not quite sure what's happened with that one. Expo then sets the fastest lap of 1:43.8. Now he's got a new front wing. Let's go back on board with the top 3 now, because Matthew Caruana has lost a position here. Carlson is now your race lead, so we must have seen a swap on the straight there. And like I say, it's so powerful is that straight that we could see these guys swapping from time to time. But it looks like Carlson is really trying to push on here, isn't he? Yeah, he wants to make that advantage count. You know, if he can get that second clear of Matt Caruana, he knows he's going to be a little bit safer, especially as they come down towards the home straight again. Keep an eye then on Sam. Sam's closing this top 3 here. As you can see, oh, did he just get a wobble on? Was that a bit of a commentator's curse? I think he did have a bit of a wobble on, a little bit of a kick out, as I think they call it. Yeah. I think he did a little bit, because now it's brought Slapbus back on him here, and he's going to be vulnerable on the straight if he doesn't get within a second, which I don't think he's going to in one turn. So he's going to be vulnerable here to the Slapbus on the straight. Once again, we're going to be going down the straight again, but look at the Ferrari of Mansu. He's coming at Matthew Caruana. He gets a great exit. He goes to the outside, and look how much time he's lost to Carlson. Yeah, he's really lost a lot of time to Carlson there, and actually he's now sat in the slipstream of Mansu, gaining some more time. Yeah, and that's what this straight does. It really does bring... A safety car. Another safety car. Death Peacock, by the look of it, losing at the top of the castle section. We saw him having a little bit of a spin there in qualifying, so yeah, his setup really not working for him through that tight and technical middle section. I tell you what though, that's worked out beautifully for the top 5. 7 laps in on the medium compound tyre. They're probably going to pit for the hards now. Yeah, absolutely. The pit window now for those medium runners. They can get in, put on a fresh pair of probably the hard boots, and see it out for the remaining 18 laps.
I tell you what, though, I tell you who's most thankful for that, Matthew Caruana. He looked like he was really struggling compared to the others. Lap 7 old mediums, maybe he took too much out, which is unusual because when you're the lead car, you have less dirty air, so you're having less sliding, so you would expect those tyres to last longer. But Matthew Caruana, leading this race, actually seemed to be struggling out there, didn't he?
Bear in mind, Matt Caruana did set a lap on the medium tyre, so unless he went a little bit harder, got a second set of them, this might be the scrub set that he used during qualifying.
Maybe you're right there.
Which would explain he has probably 2 or 3 extra laps on this set of tyres.
So once again, safety car here at this Baku circuit. It's the second safety car of the evening, lap 8. But I tell you what, though, I have raced this a long time. I've commentated, and I've got to say, I have literally. Sometimes I dread this because you can never sorry, I'm getting a bit tongue-tied here. I have sometimes raced in this on this track, and we've never had more than 2 laps of clean racing before a safety car comes out. I think the total safety car number we've had is like 5 in certain races and stuff like that. So the fact that we're second in the safety car, lap 9, we're doing all right, TK. We're doing all right.
Yeah, doing all right. This is actually where I've got my only pole position in my league racing career was around Baku, and I'm quite proud of that.
And he DNF'd on turn 1.
No, I won the race.
Did you? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I got pole and won.
That must have been the full traction mouse day.
No, it was medium traction days. That's what's even more crazy about it.
Well, I'm going to take this moment now to just give you a nice little... Well done, medium traction mouse. Well done, mate.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked now. I can't speak. Oh, brilliant stuff. Right, so, Gagley then, on those 7-lap-old hards, along with White Boy, now they're leading this race with 7-lap-old hards. That's going to be very, very interesting because when this race undergoes, I'm going to be a Sam Buxton here, it means they're in front and it's for track position.
Hold on, let me do my best Will Buxton impression with 16 cars on the grid. If you have 15 cars behind you, that means we're currently winning this race. There we go.
I'll do mine. Because it's a safety car, Gagley is in the lead of this race and has track position.
Because there is a safety car, that means that Bert Mylander will be the first one into every corner.
That's enough. We can't. We like Sam.
We love Will Buxton, really. But
Will Buxton here. He is a legend.
He does say some very obvious things sometimes.
Well, someone's got to say it, TK.
Well, there is that.
What if you're new to Formula One? What if it's the first day of Formula One for you and you want to get into it? And
that is very true, and that is what Drive to Survive is about.
Exactly. And that's why he's here, guys. That's why he's there. Anyway, it looks like we're going to go. It looks like we're going to go again. Another lap around here before we get going again. Ryan Chiv then, 15th position on the medium tyre. The only guy on the mediums.
Yeah, he. Nathan Clark's retired.
His controller broke. His controller broke.
Oh. I'll tell you, that's a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard of
we hear about that a lot when people aren't doing a race. Oh yeah, my controller broke and I put it into the wall. And basically,
I've literally seen a photo of someone's controller once where the left thumbstick had completely snapped off on the mid race.
Oh mate, that must be embarrassing. I tell you what,
they finished the race.
I tell you what though, back in my younger days, because we've got a lot of young lads racing.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of 15, I will tell you straight up honestly, I have probably broke so many controllers with racing. I remember back in the day when it was Forza Motorsport 3 and I was racing with that and I was like 15, 16 or something, and yeah, I've broke a lot of stuff.
I haven't broken
I was an angry little boy.
I've just got stick drift on them.
We
from
won't say
where you're
angry.
Constantly...
We'll say emotional.
Yeah. I've never broken a controller. I've just got stick drift on all of them from where I've yanked it left and right so many times through corners.
Oh, the sticky stuff. Oh, yeah, that's right. Right, anyway. A bit of blue for the dads. Right, that's enough. Let's get back onto the racing. Gagley then is going to be taking it away here. He's on 8-lap old hard tyres along with White Boy. And I believe the safety car is going to be underway. And we're going to let you take this one, TK.
Alrighty. We'll wait for Gagley and co to head down into that left-hander. That Mylander dragging that Mercedes AMG around. Still don't know how he does it. But here we go then, as they head across the timing line for Sector 2. Race control should, as indeed they do, tell us that safety car will be in this lap. I'm going to hop aboard, as is Patty by the look of it, with White Boy. It's nice to watch it from second place position. As we can see Gagley getting those hard tyres up to temperature. They probably won't be for a good lap or so, but he's got to try and get as much heat into them as he possibly can, especially with guys on fresher tyres behind them. They're all pretty much single file through that little S-bend. Safety car is entering the pits now, so it's all down to Gagley. When will he go? He's weaving, getting some more more heat into the tyres. When's he going to go? Will he catch White Boy standing? He goes now with a good few hundred metres down to the line. Catches White Boy standing a little bit. And White Boy actually under pressure from Carlson straight off the bat. Will he be under pressure into turn one? White Boy goes really defensive on the left-hand side. He's actually under pressure from his teammate. Mansu gets the position up on Carlson. As does Matt Caruana, who tries around the outside. It was unsuccessful on this occasion. But they're going to go 3-1 into turn two as Mansu backs out sensibly.
Wow, how did they all make it through there? That was fantastic racecraft from all of them. Great to see here at Baku. And it's not over yet. It looks like they're going 3 wide again here. Matthew Caruana losing a few positions along with White Boy. He's on 8-lap old mediums hards here, but they're still going through here. This is amazing stuff, TK.
Yeah, Gagley's dived down the inside on Gagley to try. So Carlson's dived down the inside on Gagley to get into P1. Mansu also makes up a position as well.
What a great restart this is. Both some cars still going side by side. You've got the McLaren and the Red Bull of Reese and Expo still going at it here. And it looks like Reese has just got ahead of him.
Yeah, Expo I think just backed off a little bit sensibly there. This is where the track is at its tightest as we head
Oh,
into
we've got a Mercedes going straight on. Sam has gone straight on. He's missed his braking point. And let's have a little look at him. What has he done? He's gone straight on. He's at the back of the field, but he's got himself going again. I tell you what, that was either go straight on or hit the wall.
No, fair play for him. He took the escape road, and that's exactly what they're there for. He managed to avoid a DNF. Yes, he's lost, but he's still in this race.
I believe we've got a Haas of J-Field missing a wing here.
We do indeed. And it is safety car number 3.
Safety car number 3 then. I'm beginning to think we maybe should have put it on reduced.
I think we should for street circuits.
I think we should.
How many more street circuits do we have in this calendar? Monaco has gone reduced.
Yeah.
And potentially Australia. Some people class that as a street track.
The thing is, I had the safety car's coming up with a bit of wing. You know, that's
yeah.
It's not something you want to see, is it? Really?
But see, that's where I think that's coded wrong in the game. It shouldn't come out for wing. It should come out for DNS.
But
if
your front wing has come off and it's in the middle of the track, you know, in real life it is going to be coming on. The safety car will come out, won't it? You know. But then again, because it's Baku, this is where the coding could be a little bit better. Like it's Baku, they've just restarted. It's a 1:40. If they've just gone and they can clear that wing in 1:40, surely.
Yeah, they're still fairly bunched together, and the marshals can definitely run out and grab a front wing in that time.
And that's if they don't put it into virtual. You see, so the safety car for a wing change for a wing on the track. Maybe that should have been a virtual, but there you go. It is what it is. We're given what we got. We got what we're given.
Lovely driving from Carlson, says Gagley.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that's sarcastic or.
Carlson, he's got to remember the guy's on old hard tyres here. He's on. No, he pitted.
No, he's on new tyres.
He's on new pin. He pinned again. It's Gagley, sorry. Gagley's dropped position. I'll tell you what. They didn't last long, did they? Out in front, Gagley and... who's the other one? A White Boy. White Boy now, who's pitted. They didn't last long in front. Those hard tyres.
No, they fell off a cliff, so to speak. But I'd expect them to last probably more than 12 laps. But maybe they're planning ahead for the next safety car, and knowing that a lot of drivers will be pitting down, so they'll gain a few track position on that occasion.
And if any of you are wondering why my comms aren't as up to scratch as normal, I will say I have, in the past 3 days, I've done a lot of travelling, and I had a tooth taken out on Friday, and I'm currently sat here in a lot of pain trying to push through for you guys. So don't judge me, okay? I'm doing the best I can. I keep getting tongue-tied because one, I'm in pain, and the other one, it's like my brain's just not with it today.
Sam JW, which I believe is White Boy.
I was hoping for sympathy there, TK, and you give me nothing.
Right, Pat. Yeah, I feel so. You have all my sympathy.
Thanks, mate. Anyway, moving forward, moving on swiftly. Yeah.
Sam says, "Nope, no, grow grips." I think that translates roughly to that he's got no grip.
Yeah, but that's it around this track. You know, the grip levels just don't ever seem to be there. It always seems to be you're really fighting that back end on every turn.
Yeah, if I remember correctly,
that's what she said.
One of the tracks. Baku is one of those tracks that hasn't been laser scanned, and I think it's almost like a rough drawing. So maybe that's why the grip levels aren't there compared to some of the other tracks on this game. Maybe. Gagley then chooses not to pit. Maybe he's seeing the pattern here of safety cars and looking to maybe go on to the medium tyre if there's another safety car come out. I mean, we've had 3. Could he see this to the end?
I don't know how. I don't think the hards would last that long, would they?
I don't know. They'd probably do 22, 23 laps, so it depends how hard, especially bear in mind how many safety cars we've had. They're not going to be going through the heat pressure as much. They won't be having those rough laps put on them as often. Maybe we will see him go to the end on hard tyres.
Who knows? Keep an eye then. Gagley, 5th place at the minute. For me, I think he's got a pit. You know, he's lost 5 positions from one restart. What is it going to be like from the next restart with guys that are behind him on 6-lap younger tyres than him?
I think he's lost positions, but I think a lot of them were just because people were trying to make eager moves. He was giving them space, and I don't think it was on speed or grip or anything like that.
Maybe. Well, it's not his time to lead the way this time then. It's going to be Carlson in the Mercedes. Last week, second place. Matthew Caruana, our pole sitter, back in 3rd place at the minute, but he's sticking with them, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely still up there in the battle. They could definitely see these tyres out to the end. On this hard compound, so they've just got to look after them for the next kind of 12, 13 laps.
So we've had race control then, safety car in once again this lap. It's going to be Carlson leading the way here. And when is he going to go? He's got Mansu in the Ferrari on his heels. Matthew Caruana, the Kimura Racing Pro, getting in his wing mirrors, trying to put him off.
All about the restart. He's leaving it late by the look of it.
When is he going to drop it? It's Carlson, then he goes for it! He goes, and I tell you what, Mansu looks like he got a little bit caught out there. He's going to have to go ultra defensive. But Matthew really does leave a lot of space for turn 1. And away we go again. Carlson gets a brilliant exit and pulls away from the pack straight off the bat here on the restart. Great job from Carlson. And everyone else does look like they're getting through fairly nicely. Matthew Caruana then 3/10 behind the Ferrari, constantly pushing him through the turns here.
Yeah, it was a great restart by Carlson. He left it pretty much to the last minute, but just had that little bit of a gap to make the jump on Mansu and made him catch him sleeping.
I tell you what, look how close they get to the wall. It's fantastic to see. The precision driving needed around this Azerbaijan track is absolutely immense. It really does show how precise you have to be and how much concentration you need. As you see Matthew Caruana getting a little bit of a lock up there going into the turn, but he just about manages to get it stopped. And they fly through that castle section. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I remember back when we saw this in real life a few months ago, And they, I think there's a new graphic this season that showed just how close they were getting to some of the walls, and it was millimeters.
It was Carlson then already out of the DRS. So Mercedes driver looks at the back. Sam then is out of this race, and is that going to be another safety car? I really hope not.
I don't know. His car's still moving, so that can't be a DNF. That's got to just be a rage quit by the look of it.
Well, we'll have to investigate that one because that's not allowed on track. But Carlson then, his teammate, is doing a good job at the minute defending. Matthew Caruana still with them. Top four then, pretty much within 2 seconds of each other. Let's look at Reese Thomas then in 6th place, going for a little move down on the inside of I see you, and gets the job done. But it's getting very compact, this midfield, isn't it? Look at them going side by side again.
Yeah, it's so close. There's a massive group here, and we've seen chaos ensue when we get groups like this going through such tight tracks like Azerbaijan.
We do indeed, and look at this. Whoa, it's beautiful to see because it's like really on the edge of your seat moments, especially coming through these 90 degrees. You've got to brake so hard and you've got no room for error. As we say in there, the millimeters from the wall, any slight little slide or lock up really does, compromise your race, because it could be the difference between, of no wheel or no front wing. It's that dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to be a team principal through here at the moment with how close your cars are getting to the wall.
And what a brilliant view that is going through the castle section once again here at this Baku circuit then. Lap 15 of 26. And Carlson leads the way here. Matthew Caruana still sticking with them here.
Ooh, Expo's hit the wall. And he's lost a bit of end plate again.
Expo. Let's have a look. He does, you're right. The front right end plate, Expo, last week's winner. Finding it pretty difficult out there. He's on the medium tyre, so he will have to pit again, I assume.
Yeah, he's got to go on the hards here. Pretty much guaranteed to see out this race if he wants any hope of points today.
So DRS is enabled, and saying that the Ferrari comes swooping through to the inside and now takes the lead of this race. I tell you what, this battle is going to be going on throughout the rest, I think. Look at them go.
I'll tell you what, Matt Caruana is almost pushing the Mercedes towards the Ferrari at this point. 3 of them have a good chance to run away with podiums here if they can just hold it together. Flatboss is just losing time to them as they pull away with DRS on each other, and this could be a really beneficial group if they can just hold on to each other's DRS.
Here we go then, Matthew Caruana. Whoa, he looked like he was going to take a sneaky move around the outside, but he's just bullying the Mercedes driver at the minute. But he's got to be careful, because when he's defending, as you can see already, the Ferrari's just pulled away a little bit, and the last thing you need right now is the Ferrari to get out of that DRS zone.
Yeah, the Ferrari will start pulling away. That's where he hopes Carlson will start using a bit of ERS just to keep up, and then that main straight will be the pouncing opportunity.
I'll tell you what, that battle there has brought Slapbus ever so closer, although he does get a bit of a wobbly moment there because he lost a couple of tenths out of the castle section. Matthew Caruana then holds station for now.
White Boyd and Jay Field have both crashed into the start of the castle.
So the castle has claimed victims here once again, and that's surely going to be a safety car. No, it's not. Interesting, isn't it?
Have we run out of safety cars already?
It's interesting. You get a safety car for someone losing a wing, but 2 cars blocking up the castle section. No safety car at all. Here comes Matthew Caruana then. He goes to the inside here. He's got the DRS wide open, but so does the Mercedes. They're both gaining on the Ferrari. Is it going to be 3 wide? No, it's not. It's going to be 2 wide here into turn 1. Matthew Caruana takes P2, and of course he's going to now have another dose of DRS from the Ferrari. Can he make 2 moves here in 2 turns? He gets the Mercedes. Can he get the Ferrari? He goes for it and does not on this occasion. He's been very smart, Matthew, isn't he?
Yeah, he's playing the game here. He knows he's got, a good few laps. He's building up that ERS. He's still got about 70-80% here. And he just has to bide his time. He doesn't want to be that lead car just yet.
No, he's really been smart here. Carlson on 33, so out of the 3 drivers here battling away, you're right, Matthew Caruana is really well, race management is on point for him at the minute.
Yeah, I think he's got more ERS than both cars around him, and yes, he does by a good 20 or 30%. I'm not going to go into specifics, but yeah, he definitely is leading in the race management aspect of this few laps.
Yeah, these top three really have pulled away. There is a battle for midfield, though. Only 12 drivers remaining out of the 20 here in the Tuatara Championship, but it is a very hard track. It's very testing on these drivers, isn't it?
Yeah, our drivers are battling as hard as they can. It's obviously a difficult track. A lot of drivers making mistakes, but as things stand, Reece Thomas is currently a highest scoring reserve today.
Ooh, Reece Thomas doing very well. I think he was the highest scoring last week as well. So he's off to a brilliant start.
You might be right, yeah.
Yeah, F1 Alex then in 9th place on the back of the Aston Martin. But he's got to be smart here because they're both going to get the Red Bulls. We get an excellent shot from the helicopter view. And look at the McLaren! He's going to get 2 moves in one. And yes, he does. Look at that. Before turn 1, he's got them both. Great move there from F1 Alex. Got himself up to 7th. And now ahead of him is his teammate.
Yeah, that's all about timing the attack correctly. He waited for that DRS zone and then used the rear wing opening to his absolute advantage and made a nice double overtake into turn 1.
He's got no DRS this time round, though. Will the Aston try and make a move here on the inside? No, he doesn't. So F1 Alex then does hold position in P7. And now he's got to try and get on the back of his teammate. As you can see, just up the road there, 2.3 seconds ahead. But they are battling ahead. So he may be able to get on the back and group this field up once again.
Tell you what, Matt Caruana is basically pushing Mansu through the castle section here, front wing to rear diffuser, and he's not letting that Ferrari make any mistakes.
He's playing.
Come down to section 2.
He's playing, TK. He's on 100% ERS, mate. He's playing. He's got a great strategy here. He really has. He's just got to make no mistakes, and it's a lot easier said than done, especially around Baku.
Yeah, if this was tennis, he's just hitting gentle rallies at the moment, waiting for that strike. And will it be on this straight?
Brilliant stuff. Is he going to make this move now and have a little go out in front, or is he just happy to stay behind at the minute? Let's have a little look. Does he open that DRS?
We've seen him play around with the DRS wing before, especially last week where he'd open and close it when he was not wanting to overtake, but he's going to go for it here.
He's not. He's been clever. See, he's just happy. He's got 95% compared to the Ferrari of 48%. And he's just happy to stick behind. But like we seen earlier, his tyre wear was a little bit off compared to the others, whether that was set up or not. So he's got to also bear that in mind as well. And don't forget also the Mercedes. You know, the more cars battling, the danger and the risk there is. So, you know, he's weighing up his options at the minute. The Ferrari has a bit of a slap tanker here. And it looks like the Mercedes comes through to the inside. Oh, they're both swapping. It's still 3 wide. This is incredible. That little mistake from the Ferrari really did spark it here. And Carlson goes from 3rd to 1st.
I'll tell you what, it looked like Mansu actually locked the rear axle. Brand new feature to this game. That's what caused the rotation on his car. And absolutely right, Carlson made absolute advantage of that. Takes 2 positions. But Matt Caruana, he's still sat in 2nd position.
He is indeed, and he's just loving life. But like I was saying, it could be very dangerous here with the amount of battling these guys are doing. But Matthew Caruana is just happy to just chill. You know, he's not looking like his rear is getting away from him at all. We just seen a bit of a slide from the Mercedes as well. So he's just chilling right now.
We're getting deja vu here, Pat, but it's a Mercedes instead of a Ferrari.
It is indeed. Just keeping an eye on the mid-pack as well. We've got Expo closing in on ICU, so we might see a move there on the straight, but we've got to stick on board with the top runners here as Matthew Caruana goes to the inside. He's had enough of being in 2nd place and goes for it. Down the straight he goes. He's using his ERS, but not a lot of it.
Yeah, using it just to get that move done, but now he sits in the front of this pack. Does he attack almost like an outlap, or does he just sit there and defend for the next kind of 7 laps?
Well, he's a very experienced driver in the sim world, but he has got 2 drivers alongside him here that are just as qualified in the Formula One game. So it's going to be an exciting end to this race then. 6 laps remaining here of the Azerbaijan Baku circuit. And Matthew Caruana in the lead as it stands.
Yeah, I wonder if there's maybe a little bit of overheating of this engine going on, being stuck in the dirty air of 2 cars in front of him. That's why Matt Caruana went in front, just getting some clean air through those vents, cooling the engine down a little bit. I wonder if he'll hand back the lead of this race on the main straight here.
Well, he's 97% ERS. I tell you one who is struggling out there is Carlson, although be at 3rd place. You know, he's not really managed his ERS as good as the 2 drivers ahead of him. So that could really come into effect later on in this race.
Yeah, he got a little bit of an issue, a little bit of sliding round as well. So I wonder if he's overexerted his tyres on this occasion. Doesn't look comfortable around here, does he? Both the Ferrari and the Mercedes will have DRS here on Matt Caruana, but I'll tell you what, the Ferrari's actually pulling away from the Mercedes. The slipstream of the Williams in front is not using, is not using his DRS.
No, the Ferrari chose not to use his DRS there, so he's probably learned after a few laps of Matthew sitting behind him. He's probably learning it back here now as Mansu is gaining his ERS and he's on 62%, so he's maybe learned a little bit there from Matthew.
Yeah, this is going to come down to a battle of the mind here, I think. Obviously, they've learned some driving techniques, just when to come up and then when to sit behind another driver. So, yeah, it's going to come down to mental technique here.
And we're riding on board here for position 4, 5 and 6. We see the McLaren of Expo go to the inside. The Haas goes to the outside. And I see you. Gets that move done and up into 4th place from them 2. And look, it's brought on F1 Alex. F1 Alex has now joined this group. So we've not only got a battle for 1st place between 3 drivers, we've got a battle for 4th here between 4 drivers. This is great stuff with only 5 laps left to go.
Yeah, really, really great driving. You've got 2 separate packs. You've got the front pack and you've got that secondary pack. And the racing is almost as impressive in both of them.
It is indeed. Matthew Caruana leading the way here. A 97% starting. Actually, looks like, I think at this stage, it always looks like it's separated. But that, ooh, I tell you what, that Ferrari was so close to the wall. Whoo! I think he might have scraped it there.
I think he might have. There's definitely some sidewall rubber on that bit of the wall there.
Indeed, he does. Matthew Caruana then, almost a second ahead now. He's starting to pull away a little bit from Mansu, but of course he hasn't got the DRS. He hasn't got the DRS.
He not got it, or is he not choosing?
No, he's not got it because he's using all of his ERS to catch up to him.
This is interesting.
Wow, by not getting in the DRS zone there, Mansu has sacrificed his ERS to get into the second part of DRS here. And that could just fall in the hands of Matthew Caruana even more here.
Has Matt Caruana's mind games paid off here?
Maybe it has. Maybe it has. Great stuff though.
It's all still to play for. 4 laps remaining after this lap. It's all going to come down to who's holding the most ERS at the end of this.
So Gagli then gets himself ahead of Ryan Chiv. Gagli now in 11th place, 11 seconds off the points. But if anyone needs to pit, you know, he could take advantage and pick up some points here.
Yeah, I reckon we'll see a fastest lap attempt from our bottom 3 here. There's definitely the gap to go for it. Maybe if Walpo or Oyster.
I think Reese is on the softs. Yeah, Reese.
On the softs,
he's
but
on the softs.
By the end of this, they'll be dead.
So I'm surprised he's not tried setting a lap time now for fastest lap.
I think he went on to them.
Reese Thomas is on the
This will
soft.
be the lap. Yeah, it'll be this lap that he should set that fastest lap. So maybe he's doing it as we speak.
Maybe he is. So going back on board then with the top runner, Matthew Caruana, once again out of the DRS zone. And I tell you what, Mansu's got to be careful here because now Carlson is on the back and he will get that DRS. Down the main straight we go.
Has Mansu got DRS? I don't think he has again.
No, he hasn't. It was 1.2 seconds. But let's go back to the midfield pack as well. We're going to see any position changes down the straight here. Ooh, the McLaren has a little look, but it's all stations the same at the minute. So people trying to size everyone up here for the last few laps.
Yeah, it's all going to be the mental battle these next couple of laps. I reckon lap 25, 26 is when the real action will happen. These next two, 23, 24, it's all about mind games, positioning, getting in each other's mirrors, and then preparing for your attack.
Yeah, and I think also it's really managing those tyres as well, isn't it? You know,
yes.
It's trying to balance up, you know, trying to get the position, but also making sure you've got the tyres at the end, because of course this is a very, very big track. And, you know, one lap really does take a lot out of the tyres, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Saying that, Ferrari really does look like it's struggling out there. And what won't help is the Mercedes right on its rear diffuser, in his rear mirror, and pushing him on.
I'll tell you what, Carlson had a big kick out exiting the castle section, so maybe both of them are in as bad a position as each other here.
Keep an eye on F1 Alex. He is on the back of Slapbus then on 11 lap old mediums. He's obviously going to take these to the end, but will he have enough tyres compared to Slapbus come the end of this race? They come into this section. This is the most scariest section of the track. I hate that corner.
It is very, very close. It's a horrible part of the corner because, you know, one wrong move and you're basically going into a wall at a good couple of 100 miles an hour.
Here we go then, we're riding on board with F1 Alex, a fellow Formula 1 streamer. Here he goes. Oh, I tell you what, the Haas just about give him enough space, kind of put him off a little bit, so maybe there's a bit of mind games there from the Haas driver, but I don't think it counts because F1 Alex gets the DRS and gets that move done before the braking zone. F1 Alex then up to 6th place.
Yeah, Slapboss did have another bit of a little cheeky look into turn 1, but decided it wasn't in his best interest to make a dive there.
Yeah, I think Matthew Caruana really managed this perfectly. He's just found it easy to stick behind them, save the tyres, not push too much. Use the slipstream on the straight, maybe not take much out of the tyres through the first sector, but keep within that second. I think it's paying off for him because, you know, he's now starting to pull away, and he's still got 60% of his tyres, ERS.
Yeah, his tyres and ZRS will be thanking him for his casual driving earlier. Just sticking behind his opponent, not using his ERS, and just saving that tyre life for this part of the race, and that's really, really good race management.
It is indeed. So it looks like Matthew Caruana is just going to send it home here with 2 laps left to go. Let's have a look. And I tell you what, every time they go in this braking zone, you hear this tyres screeching. And you just think, oh God, I hope they don't go into a wall. But, you know, I think Carlson has got to try mounting a move soon, hasn't he?
He does. Expo's DNF.
Expo's DNF! Expo, what's happened to Expo? Has he gone into the wall? He has! He's gone into the wall, what we were just saying about it. And last week's winner is going to come away with 0 points. Oh, that's big.
That is a really big disappointment for both the McLaren team and Expo. Obviously, it's a really easy wall to head into, especially if you lock up your front tyres. It's a left-hand turn there, and yeah, just finding himself in the wall, and he'll definitely be quite angry about that.
Oh, such a shame for Expo, last week's winner. And unfortunately, with 2 laps left to go, the tyres must have been not in a great state, and he's missed. It looks like he's outbroke himself and he's gone straight into the barrier. No room for error around there, is there?
No, not at all. Especially, it's downhill, it's a turn.
Slap bus then, so he goes for a move on F1 Alex. Gets the move done again. And then with the penultimate lap here, this could be anyone's position. Fighting for P5, these two. We'll keep an eye on them. Reece Thomas then gets ahead of Oyster. Oyster's got no front wing out there.
Yeah, I don't know what's quite happened. Maybe that was contact with Expo. I don't know why he wouldn't pit. Maybe he still feels that he can fight in these last couple of laps.
Yeah, maybe so. Carlson then on the back of the Ferrari once again. Will he mount a move this time, or will he risk it and try and do it on the last lap here?
I think he's got to do it here. The DRS is so powerful, but the finish line just comes at you so quickly on the final lap of the race. You've got to do it on the penultimate lap.
Well, maybe. Or he could do it on the last lap, couldn't he?
You wouldn't want to risk it. If you can hold that, you know, the lead in front, then that's going to put you in a better position. You could defend your ass off a little bit on the final run down.
Well, it all depends, but I think he knows what's coming. He's got 20. Oh, no, he's not. He's not doing it. He's using his ERS, which I feel is a little bit silly. He should be saving all of that for the last lap because it looks like Carlson is not going to be attacking him at this lap at all. So here we go then. It's on the last lap then. Matthew Caruana has had an absolute fantastic race so far, but it's not over. Still one lap to the gate here for the Kimura Racing Pro driver. And Mansu has got to hold off Carlson. Can Carlson get a P2 2 weeks in a row? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see for the last lap here. F1 Alex and Slapbus still swapping. Oh, what's happened? F1 Alex! He's bottled it! He's bottled it! F1 Alex must be screaming at his screen. He's gone and bottled it on the last lap here. Was there contact? We don't know. We just missed it because we're riding on board here with the front runners. But that's such a shame for F1 Alex.
Yeah, really unfortunately. He does retire on track, which is rather disappointing from him as well.
Yeah, I think we may have to put a note on not to do that. But
yeah.
For next week.
Yes.
But it is the last lap, so we'll let him off. Here we go then. Look at this. Carlson has got to keep it together for a couple of more corners to make a move here on the Ferrari. And I know sometimes you can get too excited because you're in a great position. You know you've got ERS, but yeah, you bottle the last two corners and you can't get the move done. Done that plenty of times.
Oh, easily, especially around this circuit as well. It's this left-hander that they've just gone through that's the hardest one. These two are the crucial ones. You've got to get your exit speed just right. And that's all on Carlson here. Is now down to straight line speed. Is he going to be able to get the move done?
We've got Matthew Caruana then, who's going to cross the line. He's putting a show for us. Matthew Caruana, what a display for him. Takes the win. Can Carlson get him to the line? He does. Carlson takes P2. Mansu takes P3 by 20 thousandths of a second. That was a lot closer than I thought it would have been at the end of that lap. Holy moly. Loose, I see you gets fourth place. Slabbus is going to come in with second. Wapu is going to come in, or is he? He's fighting it with Reese. I tell you what, that was a close finish as well. Reese in seventh. Ryan Chiv is going to fight off Gagley here, but Gagley's coming down the straight as well. Can he get him? He's got no ERS. It's all for the DRS. No, he's not. He's not going to do it. Ryan Chiv gets ninth and eighth, and Gagley gets ninth. Holy moly!
I'll tell you what, I was proven wrong by Carlson. It was definitely possible to get that overtake done on the final straight, and yeah, really good race management from Carlson to get that overtake done in the last possible second.
20 thousandths of a second. That's incredible across the line. That was very similar to the Japan qualifiers.
Yeah, I think if you're looking back to qualifiers, it was this tight as well. So, yeah.
It's crazy to think after 26 laps around Baku, it's all... the difference between second and third is 20,000 per second. It's nuts, isn't it?
It's absolutely insane.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. So congratulations then to Matthew Caruana taking the win here at Baku. It's his first win of the season as well. So it's and I tell you what, that's crucial with Expo, last week's winner, DNFing, and that's put Matthew Caruana.
Got our race winner ready when you are.
Oh, we do. Let's go into the...
I'll bring him across.
Have you took pictures of everything?
Yeah, I'll bring him across, mate.
No. Don't bring him across. We'll go over there.
Okay.
Well, what do you think of that?
I'll tell you what, it was a good finish. Yeah, really, really close to the line. Matt Caruana dominated that race. And, yeah, he... showed why he is a pro driver that he is. He
is. Fantastic stuff. Well, hopefully, guys, we're going to get these podium finishers into the podium interviews. If TK could put a notification up for them to go into.
They're ready.
Well, I'm in. Let's go over there now then.
It's into the waiting room. Yeah. Ross now. Mansu will be with us in 2 minutes.
Wow, what a race that was. Well, first of all, then, we don't have Mansu here, but Carlson, 2 P2s, 2 weeks on the trot. How do you feel about that?
Nah, decent, I guess.
We've got a
It's all
Kimi.
right.
We've got a Kimi Räikkönen on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a Kimi Räikkönen on our hands. So talk us through there. We were watching very, very closely between you, Matthew Caruana, and Mansu battling it out all the way, and really, it looked like you were all trying to manage your ERS at different stages, and was happy to follow. And it was almost like a battle of the minds, as well as the racing.
Yeah, true. But I felt really comfortable. But then he was pushing and my rears was gone, and then I fell out of the ERS, so I had to use my ERS, and then it just didn't work out.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Mansu, our third place finisher here, and only by 20 thousandths of a second to Carlson. Carlson just about getting it. I bet that was a sweaty moment for you both, wasn't it?
That was painful.
Yeah. My setup was so wrong. I had too much wing on it.
I could see that. I was really comfortable that I would get the win, but the last 6 laps, painful.
I mean, I knew I wasn't going to get the win if I was ahead, so I had to do it.
Yeah.
Well, we were watching from the comms box, and I've got to say, fair play to our race winner, Matthew Caruana. Talk us through your strategy there, because we were watching it, we had our perspective, but talk us through your game plan and how you made that work for yourself.
Mate, I don't know. Well, we started I'm pretty sure that everyone started on mediums or something. So yeah, but it felt awful on mediums for some reason, and then it was just safety car after safety car. So yeah, came in for the hards, and then there was another safety car, I think, and after that I thought just try and manage it as best as possible. Yeah, really.
Yeah, we've seen 3 safety cars in that race, but we did have a good spell with just lap after lap racing. After lap 9, I believe it was all systems go, wasn't it? But I think watching that race from the comms box, we were looking at your ERS, and you were just so happy to sit behind in second place. But at the same time, it was risky because you had the Mercedes behind you as well. How were you managing that?
Yeah, I mean, I was happy to sit behind because obviously we had a big gap behind, but there's no point fighting, losing the gap behind. I was just saving the ERS behind, saving the tyres a little bit, and then, yeah, I was pretty much trying to disable the ERS for the last lap because I did think we were going to be together, to be honest, on the last lap.
Yeah, and I think you did the better job out of the 3 because you had the 100% and obviously pulled away towards the end, and it was left to Mansu and Carlson to see who was going to pick up P2 and P3, and both of them going across the line separated by 200,000th of a second. And what a finish that was, wasn't it, TK?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you could have put money on how close that race finish was going to be, even though I wouldn't have guessed it was going to be that close, and that is what I love about League Racing.
Indeed. So Carlson then picks up P2 for the second week in a row. Matthew Caruana takes the win here. His first win this season. P5 last week. This championship's going to be very close. Matthew, how confident do you feel for this championship?
Mate, well, that's boosted my confidence a little bit, but yeah, we'll see, because obviously these lot are very fast, so yeah.
Yeah, Carlson, how do you feel about your chances? You seem to be a very consistent driver out there. Don't make any unnecessary risks, and it does show getting P2 twice in 2 weeks. How's your feeling going into race 3 next week?
I don't know what is it. Soundwords.
It's Anderfort next week, yeah.
Yeah, should be good. Baku is one of my slowest tracks, so I'm very happy with P2 actually.
So there
But
goes.
I think it will go better.
There goes Matthew Caruana's confidence after you said that. So Mansu, then you missed last week's race, I believe.
No, I didn't.
You didn't. How did you do last week? I've forgotten.
Not great.
It wasn't great.
Qualified P6 and at P8.
Oh, P8. So you've got 2 weeks in a row. You've also got points. So this is what I mean. These guys are picking up points each week, which is great to see. Congratulations, all of you, for our podium sitters. Next week, then, will be Netherlands, the home of Tuatara. And it's going to be an exciting, thrilling race. We've seen safety cars. We've seen overtakes. We've seen photo finishes here tonight. Will it be the same next week? We're going to join you then. Goodbye. And God bless. Thank you all.